Our exotic class items within Destiny 2 have finally been released, and they're not the most straightforward thing to obtain. There are some secret objectives that we're going to have to complete so we can unlock the exotic mission. So with this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to unlock the exotic mission, and then also how to farm the class items after you have completed that exotic mission for the first time. These items have very powerful combinations to them, so I highly recommend going and farming them if Prismatic is a subclass you end up playing a lot. So let's go ahead and look on how to exactly obtain these exotic class items. Our first step in obtaining the exotic class items is going to be running through the entirety of Overthrow in each of the 3 main locations, so the Landing, the Blooming, and the Impasse. You're going to want to go through all the levels of the Overthrow there, kill the final boss in each zone, so you get that cooldown timer where there's no enemies in the area. Once you have killed the final boss, there's actually going to be a group of enemies that are going to spawn in an area around that zone. So for the Landing, it spawned in the cave to the southeast for us, kind of by the Lost sector. Just keep an eye on your radar. As you do start to get close to the area where you need to be, you're going to see pop up above your super bar, a secret keeper of the Witch Queen is near. What's going to end up spawning is a group of Hive and then a Lucent Hive Witch that's going to be called the secret keeper of the Witch Queen. Go ahead and take this enemy out and crush its ghost. From here, you'll see above your super bar, a secret keeper of the Witch Queen is vanquished. This means that you're done with the zone and you can move on to the remaining ones. And you're just going to repeat this process 2 more times, once in the Blooming and once in the Impasse. Then in the Blooming, we found the secret keeper of the Witch Queen within a little ravine area to the east. There's an entrance to the north and south of this ravine. So there's a couple areas you can go through to get in there. Once you're in there, there's going to be a few taken knights and a big taken bubble. Take out the knights and the bubble will open up and reveal the secret keeper to you. Go ahead and kill the secret keeper and crush its ghost, and then you can move on to the Impasse. And then in the Impasse, once you finish your Overthrow, you can find the secret keeper in the southwest corner, up on that little kind of plateau with the big rock in the middle. There's going to be a bunch of taken knights again and a shielded secret keeper. Take out the knights, the keeper is going to become unshielded. You can go ahead and kill it, and you're ready for the next step. From here, what you're going to need to do is travel back to the Blooming, and when you spawn in and turn a little bit to your right, you're going to see a giant green beam shooting up into the sky. You're going to want to go towards this, so you're going to want to go into that area in between the Blooming and the Landing. Once you are in the right area, you're going to see a couple icons show up around the map. Go to these and take out the enemies. They are going to drop some orbs that you're going to need to dunk. At the ends of the waves, there's going to be a big subjugator that spawns. You're not actually going to be able to kill it. You're going to get it to about half health, and it's going to disappear and drop an orb in its place. These you are going to need to pick up and bring back to where you basically came into this area if you came from the Blooming, and dunk it over there. We only needed to dunk one of the orbs, so my teammate actually ended up dunking his first, and mine just disappeared out of my hands. I would definitely try to bring both of them back, but you may only need the one. But once you have completed this step, you are going to be able to open up your map and find the new exotic mission, Dual Destiny. Now, this mission does require 2 players, and there is no matchmaking for it. Also, one person or both people have to be on Prismatic, or you have to split up a light subclass and a dark subclass if you want to go through this. So if you're playing Prismatic, you got nothing to worry about. It will automatically assign the roles for you. But once you're inside, you're going to notice one person is light aligned and one person is dark aligned. These are going to stay throughout the entirety of the mission. So if you're light aligned when you spawn, you're going to be light aligned at the very end. So this means you're going to need to be the one that stands on the light plates as you are going through the mission. Also, there are certain enemies that will only take damage from the certain aligned type. So there are light enemies and they're only going to take damage from the light aligned, and vice versa with the dark side. But once you open up the initial gates, just showing you how those platforms actually work, you just need to be able to stand on them at the same time. But from there, you're going to end up right back where you just were, killing those 2 subjugators. There's going to be a bunch of enemies and a bunch of like pyramids floating in the sky. You can actually skip all of these. When we were farming this, we did not kill anything in here. It's going to save you a bunch of time. Just skip right past them and make your way over to the right up into the little cliff side. There's going to be some ogres. Just keep following the enemies, keep passing them, and you end up in an area with a locked gate. From here, you're going to need to find the 2 plates. The light aligned plate was basically right next to the gate for me, and the dark aligned plate was a little bit on the other side. Just look around, you will see them. They're pretty obvious. But once you've made it out of that area, you're quickly going to find yourselves in a room with a dark plate up on top of this platform, and down below it is going to be the light platform. Just have each respective person go by those plates, and from here you're just going to be killing some enemies, and eventually there's going to be a yellow bar that spawns, and these are going to be the ones that are tied to a specific light align or dark align. So the light align guy is going to spawn down by the light plate, so you don't have to go anywhere and do anything special. Once you kill this enemy, they're going to drop a mote. And if you pick up the mote, you're going to be able to see certain symbols. So in this case, the light aligned person is going to see 2 pedestals down below by their plate, and this is going to show a symbol. The light aligned person is going to need to relay what those symbols are to the dark aligned person. The dark aligned person is going to be looking for little pyramid crystals floating around the room, and is going to need to shoot them in the correct order that the light aligned person is seeing. You're going to end up seeing 1 symbol per kill of the yellow bar enemies, so just keep slaying out ads until the next one spawns and kill them. If the dark aligned person shoots the wrong one or shoots these 2 symbols out of order, you are going to need to redo this portion. It's going to reset the symbols, and you're going to have to kill those yellow bars again. But once all the correct symbols have been shot, you're just going to end up being teleported into the next zone, and the roles are going to be reversed. So the light aligned person is actually going to be shooting the symbol crystals that are floating around the room after they kill their taken enemy. And then the dark aligned person is going to see the symbols on the pedestal and telling the light aligned person which ones to shoot. In this room, you're going to be doing that 3 times, and then once again, you're going to get teleported. After this teleport, once again, the roles are going to be reversed. So the light aligned person is going to end up reading the symbols that appear in order on the pedestals, and they're going to be relaying that information to the dark aligned person to shoot those symbols floating in the air in that correct order. Once you have completed this, you're going to get teleported once again, and you're going to end up in a long traversal segment. So just keep making your way forward, going through the jumps until you reach the next set of plates. Standing on these plates at the same time are going to open up more jump options for you so you can progress up this chasm. The light aligned person is going to stick to the right side of the room. There's going to be multiple plates for each person as you move up, so make sure you coordinate when you're standing on them. This will unlock more platforms so you can keep going higher and reach the end of the room. Once you've made it out of the jumping room, you're going to work your way down to this other room with the light and dark plate and also a rally flag. From here, I highly suggest swapping to something that can kill tormentors. You're going to have to kill several during this encounter, so I highly recommend something like Golden Gun if you're Hunter. Something that's just precision damage so you can take out these tormentors quickly, because there's a lot of other enemies that are going to be trying to kill you at the same exact time. Once both players stand on their plates, a bunch of enemies are going to start to spawn, and you're going to notice this pyramid in the middle of the room with a bunch of beams of light going to the little smaller pyramids surrounding it. Now there's 9 in total. So what we ended up doing, starting in the top right on that first one, is going clockwise, numbering them 1 to 9. But feel free to number these any way you see fit. And from here, you're going to be figuring out and communicating with your teammate which ones you both see glowing. So if you both see that first one glowing, you're going to be able to say that, and that's going to be one of 3 that you shoot. There's going to be some that you see glowing and the other person does not. These are going to be the ones that you skip, and you're going to find the 3 common ones that you can see glowing. Once you shoot all 3, you have passed that wave. Do keep in mind, the only person that can actually shoot the little pyramids is going to be the one who actually killed the tormentor. When you kill the tormentor, you're going to get a buff that allows you to shoot the crystals. The other person, if they try to shoot it, nothing's going to happen. So if you want one person to always be shooting it, make sure they are the ones killing the tormentor. And from here, you're just going to repeat this process until you have completed this 4 separate times. After this, you're going to end up on a few small islands that are going to be basically just little ad clear fests. There's going to be some orange bar ogres and some other like weavers and little bat things. Go ahead and kill them. Once you kill them, you're going to see your light aligned or dark aligned plate start glowing. Once both people stand on it, there's going to be a launcher that sends you up to the next island. You will be split apart during this section, so make sure you are able to solo these enemies. There's not too many, it's not too tough, But once you kill them all, you can stand on your plates and keep launching your way up all these different islands. Eventually, you are going to rejoin at the top, kill a bunch of enemies, and then there's going to be 2 tormentors that spawn. So once again, make sure you do have some sort of like precision damage on so you can take them out quickly. Once you go through the super booster, you're going to end up at another rally flag. This is going to be the final encounter of this mission. Now in here, once you start killing some enemies, one of those subjugators that you saw when you were doing like the secret mission leading up to unlocking the exotic mission, it's going to be those 2. You're going to be fighting them, and they're going to have 3 health bar segments. So the first time you make them immune, you're going to be doing essentially what you did at the start of this mission, where the light aligned person is going to kill an enemy, and they're going to be able to read 3 symbols that spawn above the boss's head. They're going to communicate these symbols over to the dark aligned person, and the dark aligned person is going to shoot them in order from top to bottom. Then you're going to go back into DPS, get them down to that final third. This enemy is then going to go into a little shield, and then the second subjugator is going to spawn. This is going to be the same thing, but the roles are going to be reversed once you get it to 1/3 HP. At this point, the darkness person is going to be reading the symbols above the subjugator's head, and the light aligned person is going to be shooting the symbols around the map in the correct order. Once these 3 symbols are shot, it's DPS once again to get them down to the final third. And then once you're at the final third of this one, you're going to be going and basically doing what you did during that Tormentor encounter, where you are finding the common beams of light. There's going to be 2 vaults on either side. The light aligned person is going to be on the right, and the dark aligned person is going to be on the left. Kill your respective enemies so you can get to the buff, and then from here you're going to coordinate which lines you both see glowing. There's only going to be 1, so essentially you're going to read this exactly like a clock. So if we both see the 1 o'clock position glowing, we're going to say, oh, we see 1 o'clock, and then we both shoot our 1 o'clock positions, and we're going to end up doing this 3 times. If you are not quick enough to shoot one of the little crystals, it is going to reset and give you a new pattern. Also, if you do mess up, you are going to have to reset the entire combination. You do need to get 3 of these in a row. So just keep that in mind and make sure both parties are on the same page on how to relay the information back to each other. I just personally found reading it like a clock the easiest with my teammate. From here, you're basically done. Both subjugators are going to become unshielded with their remaining 1/3 HP apiece. Kill them, and then once you kill them, there's going to be a bridge that spawns in the back that leads you into this other room. From here, stand on your respective plates. It's going to lock you in there and end up killing you, teleporting you back into the arena where you were just fighting those subjugators. From here, each person is going to have 2 options. There's going to be the flower symbol and the kill spike symbol. You can pick either of these, but both parties have to pick the same one. So if you both pick the kill symbol, you're going to end up fighting each other 1v1 in like a Crucible style game. Or if you both pick the flower, the peace symbol, it's going to kill you, teleport you out, and you can just go ahead and claim your reward. So it does not matter which one you pick at all. You're going to get your reward regardless. So if you just want to have fun, pick the kill symbols, fight each other 1v1 in a Crucible style mode. Otherwise, just pick the peace symbol and claim your class items from some pedestals that are just spawned right in front of you. And from here, you can finally farm your class item. There's a couple ways of doing this. You can just keep running this mission over and over. You don't have to do any of the lead up. But once you have the mission unlocked, you can just keep running it over and over. And then the other way of farming this is just to open any chest within the Pale Heart. So I highly recommend just running overthrows over and over and over, picking up the different world chests that you have around as you are doing so. So put on a chest finder on your ghost, and anytime you see a chest, just go and open it. There's a small chance that you can get your class item out of there. So if you are a solo player, you can still farm this. Just find a teammate that one time to initially get the class item, and then from there you can just farm it doing some overthrows. If you do have a dedicated teammate though, I do recommend speedrunning the mission. It was taking me and my teammate between like 20 and 25 minutes on average to complete a run there, and while we were farming overthrows, testing out the drop rates there, we'd go times of like 30-40 minutes between seeing a class item. So it is a little bit more efficient, in my opinion, to just keep running the mission. But obviously, if you are a solo player, just grind out the chests and you'll be good to go. I did get a good solid 3 or 4 from opening some chests over a couple hours, so it wasn't too bad. Yeah, that is everything you guys need to know about unlocking the exotic mission and farming your exotic class items for the role that you exactly want. It is a little bit of a bummer that you have to play this exotic mission in a duo, but you only have to do that technically one time, then you can farm it solo, so it's not too terrible. Let me know down in the comments what exotic combination you are looking to try. I personally really want to try a Liar's Handshake Caliban's Hand Cloak with my Hunter. I think that'd be really fun for some melee builds. But I'm curious to see what combinations you guys want to run down in the comments. But as always, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya.